It is Sunday today, and I think it's the 10th April 2022. And I'm sorry if I say the first word lonely, because I was breathing deep. Uh, I am so excited because I have listened at the Hypnosis again, and this time it is the third time I was to the Hypnosis to Dan, that he's have been an actor. He have done some movies, and I didn't know why how I find him. I have never heard about him, and I have not been so interested of his father. I know I have watched some of his famous father's movies. It's like that. It's those spirits that is here around me that make me find things that they want me to find on the internet, and they wanted me to go to Dan. They knew that he was good in hypnosis, and and was serious about it, hypnosis. And he had PhD in psychology, and he's a Buddhist monk, but he don't use it in hypnosis. He only take me down in hypnosis, and then he take me up again. But between that, it's me that do those things and say those things. He only sit there and listen, and I told him to recording what I was saying in the hypnosis, because I didn't know the first time. I didn't know if I should remember it, but I remember everything. But I don't remember in detail what was going on in the hypnosis. I know that I was there where I was in the hypnosis. And this time, the third time, I see it that I see the order of it. The first one I was to, it was God in his throne room, on his high up throne, and a spheric room, and I have recorded this talking about it, and then I recording about the second time I was in hypnosis, when I met the mother of everything, the beginning of everything. That was like an energy, a turquoise energy, but with a female form. And now this time, I didn't met any person. I didn't human like. I didn't met any. I was first. It was dark, but not really dark. It was in the beginning of the night, and I saw a woodland lake, a small lake that can be found in the deep forest sometimes, and they they are normally are they very deep also, and it's a myth about them that evil things going on in those only because it's dark and the water is very dark, and on that lake it was not really night because I still could see the dragonflies flying over the shore face of the lake. So it was not really dark. And it was dark, but it was a resting place. It was nice. I was calm. It was no evil. I was only calm, and then I started to walk, and this time was it not a path, not a road to go on. I was walking in the wild ground. It was messy ground, and I have to walk. I say to Dan that I have to walk slowly and careful because it was no really clean up ground I was on. So I was there, and then I saw a white light far away, and I knew I had to go where the light was. And I come to an opening with a white light in it, and it was like a cave, but it was not that kind of cave I have been before. That those two other caves was like planned for. They have make it firm. The side of the case was like made of hands, but this cave was made of cliffs. It was rocks on the side of it, and it was very hard because I have to go around. It was tight to go in there, and it was like cliffs, rocks that was hanging out on the side, and I have to go around it, and it was very tight to do it, and but I could do it. And then when I come into this, it was very dark, but not extremely dark. It was a little light, but it was dark. And when I come in there, the light disappeared. So I understood in the spirit way. This is not like worldly me, it's a spirit me. I understood that I have coming to that place where the light wanted me to go. And so I was standing there, and then suddenly I find myself that I was on a very, very thin cliff, and there was no way to go forward, and there was no way to go back to where I had coming from. I was really there. I was there on the cliff, and even if I am very scared, I have a phobia about high levels, I have very hard with, even if it's so fun because if I see something on my computer on television, I can get that phobia, even if I know that I am not there, but I can do that. I get it anyway. So I'm very, very frightened about high levels, and I have to fight with the devil when I'm on a high level because that voice, when you are weak, the devil is coming and challenge you and make you do things that he want you to do, and he want to kill you. So for me, he is talking to me to jump over whatever I am at, jump off the cliff, jump over. I go where it's something made so people should not jump over and make suicide. But the voice is telling me that I should climb and jump over the big bridge like that. So I have to fight with it. But when I was in hypnosis, there I was not frightened. I was not scared of anything. The only thing that I felt it was that it was hard to walk there where I was walking. That's a feeling I had, that I have to struggle very much to come forward. But I knew I have to go forward. And in this, is it like my walk that I have done since 2000, that I have felt this. I have to walk forward. Even if it's very hard, I can't go back. I have to go forward. And that was it in the hypnosis also. So it's very hard because then he didn't see what I saw. So sometimes I was only looking around where I was and didn't say anything because I have nothing to say, because it was like I was waiting for something to come to show up. So and then ask me sometimes, what do you see? And I say to him, I can't do anything more than to wait here on the cliff. There is now it's opening a big, deep, divided, and like a creek, but tight creek. But it was far down. If I should fall from the cliff, I should be killed. It was so deep, and I said to Dan, I can't go forward, I can't go back, and I have to standing here, and I say I pretend that I holding me in the rock that is in my back, but I have nothing to hold me in. But I hold out my arms, like trying to hold me in something, and it was it was scaring, but I was not scared. I only wait. And then I started to see a light coming. And it was a light in a cloud. And in the cloud was like she was travel with the cloud, was a young woman. And she had this long blonde hair hanging far down in at her back, and she was very slim and very beautiful. And Dan, he asked me, "Is it you as young girl?" Because he had this psychology things, so he wanted to have this with Freud, this thinking. But I said to him, "No, that's not me. I have never been so slim like she." I said to Dan, and because it was not me. It was this. We have had it, but in that time I have not seen her, but I have seen her now when they are coming here, like this year. It's coming, those, I call them angels. They look the same, with blonde long hair and very, very slim. And not short. They are tall also. So I say to Dan, before this angel was coming, I say to Dan, I have to call for help, but I don't screaming. I only had it in my mind. I was thinking, help me. And then it's come that angel. And she say, I have my papers here. And so and she reached her hand to me. Yes, she did. I read it, what I have note about. She reached her hand to me and told me to have faith, to only walk out in the air over that crack, deep crack in the rocks. And so I did, because she said that. I have faith in her. So I did what she said. And I come to the other side of this creek break. And then I started to walk. There was a path on the other side, and I started to walk there in the darkness. And it was still hard to walk there, because there was rocks that I have to walk around, and there was no space to do a mistake. I have to be careful, struggle with it. And then I come to a big rock there, and it was like those rocks was coming together with the walls. So I was like in the corner, and there were no way to go. Not go back. Once again, it was no going back, and I couldn't go forward. And and I have to wait there. And I understand that it was hard for Dan to sit and wait for me to say something, but I didn't have anything to say because I was waiting for something. And then it was like an energy coming. And it was, I had, when I come to Dan, every time I bring with me some question, and that was good. I told Dan what question I had for those that I meet in hypnosis, and so I have told him question I had for this time, the third time, and it was about this. I say to them, I have never seen them moving their mouth. Those that I have met, I have met before this time when I am in my new home. Before I have seen, but mostly I have seen them just when I wake up or when I relax and on my way to sleep, but not like I do today, that I can only sit and talk to them and they are coming and they want to come. I don't talk to them to come. I feel them on their way to come and talk to me. That I feel. I don't ask them to come. So I wanted to talk about this telepathy. If it was telepathy they use. And Dan say they place, and that is right what Dan say also. It's telepathy, but also that they place aware of what they want. They place that in my brain, what they want to say and what they want me to do, even if I don't feel that they capture me, that I am forced of anything of it, but they make me wake up, be awake about it, and then I want to do it because it's not evil things, it's good things. And so and then I ask about this with telepathy. I said to them that the energy that I didn't see energy, but I could still talking to this one that I was talking to, and it was she, so maybe it was that angel, but she was not showing me herself. She was only there, but in the darkness, so I didn't see her. And she asked me something very very interesting and good to know. She asked me, do you need someone to talk to? She was saying that, do I need a person for to could ask a question. And that I know today, but I didn't know it exactly in that time, 2018, that do you need like a person standing there and I can see a person? Do I need that for to ask a question? And I say, I don't need that. I don't need that. I understood it. In the hypnosis, I understood it. It doesn't need to have any mouth. It doesn't need to show a body. It's only there. And I have done that. I have done that to God. I have asked God. I have never asked any one of those spirits, but I have asked God in the air without, because I know God doesn't show up. He is not, when God is coming here to me in my home, there is not a body. There is never a body. But when I was up to heaven, I saw God on his throne, but I was up in heaven. But when he is coming here to my home, I never have seen a body. I have only feel the energy of the presence of God. And so I have asked, for example, I have asked when I come back from Israel the last time, and I have been at the wall, and I have put in a paper in the wall because I knew that I should do that, because the Jewish people, most of these religions, they believe that God will come, or Messiah will come to the Mount of Olive. So when I placed that paper in the wall there was I don't know, western wall, and then they take those paper every evening and they dig it down on the Mount of Olive for that, like we are there with our papers when Messiah is coming there. And so I only sit about, I think, I sit in in my sofa, and I ask God only out in the air. I ask God. I think I was thinking the question. I don't know. I'm not sure. But it doesn't matter because He hear everything. So I ask God, must I move to Israel? Must I live in Israel before the Messiah is coming back, or if you are coming back? And I asked him, and then he gave me an answer in the air without I feel the presence of him. I only know it in my mind. It was telepathy. And he say, I will find you wherever you are. So he answered me that I don't need to move to Israel. That's his wrong thinking of people, of the Jewish people, that they think that Israel's people must live in Israel, and that's the way they are, the Jewish that I have told you about, that they think literally, worldly, they thinking about everything. They don't have the Spirit's thinking. And so they think, and that's not the God we know. You and I, you that know about God, that God doesn't need a country. God doesn't need a special religion. God doesn't need a special person. God doesn't need only man. God is so much more than what they think about God. They don't know God, because God he knows where we are, everyone, and God knows our heart. It doesn't matter if you go in there with special clothes on you, or if you're going to the temple, or he knows that there is false hearts in many people, and they are only showing up for the world, and they can lie for the world. They can lie to the people around them. They can lie for those religious leaders, but they can never lie for God. God knows everything. God knows when you lie. So I see in the paper if there's something more that was said. Oh, it was something very important. It was this about it had with telepathy about a little. It's the spirit, and this energy that was talking to me, she said that it was already decided that when we place you here, when we place you on earth, that you should have the spirit inside you. It's she means it's a spirit here that confirm it now. She mean that the silver cord have never been broken. When I didn't have to find my way back to God, because the silver cord was never broken from the start. Even if many have tried to break my silver cord, have the silver cord never been broken. So I have had the spirit in me, and I have told in those earlier episodes, in the beginning I was talking about my life, and I have told you about how I could feel not only that I was 8 years old and have visions from God, and that when I was 16 years old and didn't believe in God, God come anyway and told me to heal a girl, and I healed that girl. And it it was many times. It was dangerous things happened to me, but it it didn't kill me. It I have talked about my adopted sister that pushed me out in the street, and a truck drove over me, and I was killed. I was dead as a child, and I come back, and so that silver cord could never be broken. Whatever they have and they did to me, God come down when I was laying in that black, cold room, nude, with all the other dead people, and the light come down over my body and healed me, and I come back to life. And my mother, she told me that many, many times in my childhood, and I love to hear it also as a child, because I remember some of it. So I got it more clearly what was had going on, and it was like for 3 years ago that I was pushed out in the street, and a car drove over me. It was like it was the end of it. It was the start when my adopted sister pushed me out in the street and I was dead, and when I was pushed out in the street for 3 years ago, and a car ran over me, and I saw myself flying in the air. So I was dead in some seconds there, and but they couldn't kill me. And it was like it was the end of this hard life, the rough time. It was like they ended it. And I come to this apartment, this home, and when I was standing in the empty apartment, I heard a voice that said to me, a voice in the air said to me that this will be a gathering place. And I didn't know what it was, but I know it today, that it was the gathering place for heaven. Heaven is here in my home. It's a gathering place for those in heaven, the spirits, to come close to heaven. And it's sad that they don't find more than my home to be in heaven, and that not the whole world is, so they can come down. It's very sad. And then this angel in the hypnosis, we were talking about time, and she said that, and I know it today, but I didn't know it in 2008, and I didn't know that there is no time. In heaven there is no time, that I knew. But that they also, when they talk to us, they don't have any time. There is no when. You can't ask them when. You can't ask God when. You can't ask when. Because their time is no, they don't have the word time. They don't have that when, because it's what I have told you about, that they are not dependent on us, but they wait for us to do action, to not walk around and live our life like there is no God, there we can manage it, our life by ourselves. We can do whatever we want. We can drink and do drugs, and we can fornicate, and we can kill people, and we can without consequences. We think so. Not me, but many people. And that make, as long as people are thinking like that, they cannot not connect with us here on earth. They can't come down here on earth. And I told you, I think it was the last episode, that they are coming down to me because I have done whatever God have told me to do. I have done it without thinking about myself. Only that I wanted to do in God's will. It's not that I really wanted to do it. It was not want, it was wrong on me to say want, because it was like I felt it was not a force either. It was a progress for my life to do those things that I heard and what was placed into my mind to do. I couldn't say no, because I have to go forward. But it was not in a force. It was... I say that if I should needed to go back and do the same again, then I should gladly do it, because it was a progress of the positive. It's have been very interesting to come to know heaven, come to know those spirits that are here. It's have been the best of everything, to come to know God and be close to God and be one with God. It have been... I say that to God every evening when I going to bed. I say to him, to God, that you are the best that have happened in my life, and there is nothing that have get me so much happiness, to comfort, and knowing you have comfort me. Today I'm not scared. I got this yesterday, that someone cast a stone on my window, but I only jumped because of the sound, but I was not worried about it, because I know I am protected of God. And that's good thing is that if you when you believe in God, the real God, there is it doesn't matter what will be done to you, to your life. If it's something negative, but that is in God's will for your life. He wants something that... mostly is it that God wants you to move to make you move, to go away from something that is not good for you, to make you change your mind, to get your mind into the right thing to do. And so it's if it's positive, that's nice, but negative, like the world see it as negative, that's okay also, because everything is in God's will. And that was 2018 when I was to Dan. He said that to me. I had not realized that. He said that whatever happened to you, he laughed, whatever happened to you, you say that's okay. He said to me, but it is okay, because it's God's will. Whatever happened in my life is God's will. And it's in his plan to do something. And the devil have no victory. The devil have only victory if you're allowed it to be a victory. To say that the devil have got you, the devil have done things to you, that is to give victory to the devil. But everything is in God's will, and he have a plan, and God can use the devil for himself. God can use the devil as a tool for you in your life, to make you move, to not be with that person you are with. And why? We should not ask why, because it's in God's plan, in God's will for your life. You have to accept that and make it into your mind that the devil can't do harm me for a long time. It's only for a short time, to make you move, or you don't move, and then God knows it. Okay, he didn't do it. He maybe, or she maybe get it once again, and see if he or she learn it now that it's time for you to go from that situation. And then it's make an opening for you into better things, better partner, a happy life for you. That's what God wants for your life. And that you're going to be strong to know God. I told you that the devil is on me sometimes when I'm weak, but I know when he is on me, and then I go to God and say that take care of me, don't let anything happen to me, and I take the contact with God. When the storm is coming, I calm down and talk to God about it to help me, and he have helped me. I sit here many times. I have had a gun on my head. I have a knife on my throat, and I still is here. I have been thrown over twice, and I'm still here, because that was not in God's plan. So you have to believe in God's plan for your life. Hold in that. Don't lose your grip about the faith in God. Because if you lose that grip, then the devil is very quick there to try to take you. So that's an exercise of the mindset of you to understand when there is fake and illusion in your life, and when people are lying for you, and really take a step back and think about what you have seen and heard, and take a step back and see, is it for real? Is this true? Is it some agenda about it? Is it something that is negative for my life? If I say yes, but you should be positive thinking, but you have also not only say yes to everything, you have to be awake, and special in this time where we live in, when the devil is around and tried very quick to get people. So you have to step one step back to look about if it's for real or not, what's going on. So thank you for listening. I have more about hypnosis, but that will be maybe next episode.